Today I wanted to share with you a rather important video, actually. For those of you that don't know, ProJared made a video claiming that we had all been lied to, and after watching it, I'm kind of inclined to believe that perhaps the man wasn't quite as bad as we all thought. After all, in his own words, he does have the receipts, but he brings to light a very, very important concept that we should all familiarize ourselves with. That is the idea of cancel culture, and how that can really snowball into something very, very nasty, and something that we can even apply to our general lives, not even inside of YouTube, but also just inside of our school lives, our home lives, our work lives, and that is, just think for yourself. Don't believe the first thing that you're told. If someone's trying to start a rumor, validate the rumor. Check to see if it's valid. I guess it's not really so much cancel culture that brought it up. Now, when ProJared was talking in his video, he did bring up cancel culture, but I guess that's not necessarily what I want to bring up. I just want to bring up my kind of annoyance with this trend on the internet of basically just accepting whatever anyone says as fact. Any kind of rumor that happens or anything that happens like that. And this is something that seems, at this point, to have happened to ProJared in quite a big way. It very easily could have cost the guy his job. You know, his livelihood and everything. And to be fair, some of you who have not watched the video probably think he deserves it. ProJared's video was the reason, kind of the inspiration for making this video. I would like to step away from that situation for just a little bit and talk about just in general. How many times have, you had someone said something mean about you that just wasn't true, but maybe people believed it. In fact, almost certainly people believed it, especially in places like, grade school, before we learn to think for ourselves. Which kind of is seemingly, as a public, to where we're headed back to again, to not thinking for ourselves and allowing people like, internet personalities and the news and everything to basically dictate what we know. Now, I'm not going to go full wake up sheeple, pay attention, or anything like that. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is just acknowledge that a lot of times things are not as clear-cut as they may seem. Okay, and again, separating ourselves from the ProJared situation entirely, we've got to think for ourselves. Even if I were to tell you something right now, that does not mean that it's true. I may be wrong, I may be biased, I may just be mistaken. But the fact of the matter is, as soon as you hit that retweet button or that share button on my opinion, and it becomes your opinion, now we're both wrong. Do a little bit of research about this, subject, or even better yet, especially when it comes to YouTube. When money's in the mix, okay? A lot of these drama channels, which are absolutely to blame for a lot of the problems that we have on this area. It's the views. People are looking to make views, and, I do believe that there needs to be some kind of, news gathering, news hub, but the fact of the matter is, they're always going to be trying to get the views. Okay? And unfortunately, there are people that I watched and, that I really, really enjoy, their time and their videos and everything, who jumped on the bandwagon as well, and they've lost a little bit of my respect for it. I think everyone kind of jumped on the bandwagon. But, it just think for yourself. Know the truth, do some research, do 5 minutes of research. The perfect example, and I really wish I could find this commercial, it was an ad on YouTube that was run probably about 7 or 8 months ago, and it wasn't aired for very long, but it was kind of a PSA, kind of in the vein that I'm doing right now, where it was just do some research. So if you can imagine, the screen is split down the middle. On the right and left, there are two people receiving a message, from Twitter or something in their Twitter feed, and basically it's something along the lines of, something crazy along the lines of, crickets are going extinct and Muslims are to blame or something like that. So the person on the right doesn't do any research, hits that retweet button, and boom. All of a sudden now you got a bunch of people mad at, Muslims because the crickets are going extinct. When in reality, the person on the left side of the screen takes 5 minutes to, do a little bit of research, like, hey, what's wrong with crickets? Why are crickets going extinct? And they find out that has absolutely nothing to do with anything that Muslims are doing or anything like that. And again, nothing against Muslims or anything like that. That's just what we're talking about. But in this case, you know, they're not doing anything to the crickets. There's nothing wrong with that. But that person, by hitting that retweet button, caused a whole lot more problems because nobody checked it. Nobody along that line checked it. And it takes one person to hit retweet, to hit tweet, and then it could go from there. Do your research. Think for yourself. Don't let me tell you what to think. Now, I never made a video on ProJared the first time because honestly, it's none of my business. Okay, what the guy's doing, that's over there, that's on him. It's not my job to play judge and jury for his thing. However, I will bring to light some of the amazing points that he brings to the front in his video and some of the concepts that he actually explores with this whole idea of cancel culture and, you know, just thinking for yourself, making sure you have both sides of the story. So at the end of the day, just think before you retweet, before you write a mean comment, before you do really anything. You should be thinking, because you could actually be making the world a worse place for everybody, including yourself. That you feel at least somewhat enlightened by this, and maybe next time you find a rumor going around about somebody, well, maybe you will decide to do a little bit of research on your own, or you can choose to not form an opinion. That is okay. You can choose to not hit that retweet button. You can choose to not write that rude comment. You have a choice. You can choose. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, don't bother subscribing. I don't make videos like this very often, but I do hope that it was at some point, you know, maybe I opened your eyes a little bit. And I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.